Hey, what's good? I'm making another video. We're about to end the year, so I know I need to get something out here for y'all. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go over a few beats that I've been working on. Basically, these go back all the way till like September, November, October. So we're just gonna go through them. A lot of these beats, what I do is actually send them off. I have a friend that plays guitar, and he'll play a lot of the guitar melodies I have in these beats. So each one's got a little bit guitar, and I'll go ahead and I'll try to track these beats out and try to get those MIDI notes from those guitars and track them out, and be able to send this all together in one zip file so that he could go ahead and track out those guitars. And when he does that, he also adds a lot of improvisation, just a lot, and it makes the sound, it brings out the sound a lot. And after that's done, I'll take this beat and I'll send it off to another person that I work with, another producer, and he basically focuses on the mix and the drums. So what we're gonna do is basically just go through these beats that I've been working on, get them all tracked out, basically get them ready for a mix down. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so I just kind of went through this one. On the mixer, you can see when I muted all those channels that I wasn't using or that has no sound routed to it. A lot of times when I send the track outs, if I have a lot of blank tracks, then it causes a lot of confusion. And sometimes I'll just push track out and it'll have a few tracks that might not have any sound on them. And it's always a hard time for them to figure out which ones got sound on them. So I'm just gonna do it like this. I'll just run through it like that. All the sounds are kind of tracked out. There's no master effects on it that I would need to render. So everything's good. So on this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and exit like this. I'm gonna send these pieces to the guitars, and he might add a little bit to it. And then also what we'll do is we'll kind of use those drums as a foundation, but we'll probably end up putting a different kick, different 808, different snare, and maybe even a different pattern. But it might just kind of follow that 808 melody bass line. It might follow those notes, or those root notes, but it'll probably be a lot different. So I'm gonna go ahead and on this one, just go ahead and export this one. And when I export it, we'll take those two guitar parts and I'll put them all inside of the TRACKOUT folder. And then I'll go ahead and I'll send it off. So let me show you how I would track out it. The first thing I would do is I would exit those channels and just go ahead and I'm gonna save it. And then we'll go to export WAV file. And then I have a folder where I put trackouts. And what I like to do is when I'm about to track it out, this is the name of the project. I put the name of the beat right here, right after the title, and then I'll highlight this and I'll push copy, and I'll go over here and I'll make a new folder, and then I'll push paste, and that new folder will be named the title of this beat. So now I have a folder with the name, the title of this beat, and I won't name it all these numbers. I'll take the numbers off then, and I'll just send it like this. That way when someone gets it, it'll just say the name of the beat, and then it'll say produced CADILLAKTRACKZ. And I always put the BPM. What I've noticed is if I don't put the BPM, somebody will pull it up and they'll be like, oh, it's 148 or it's 149. And they always get real close. And so that's it. And then I'll split the mixer tracks, and everything's good right here. So background rendering. And let me bring that. I guess I push background rendering. I guess you can't take that away. Alright, so that's it. And so you can see I got a folder, have it organized with the beats. And when you do it like this, it's good because they're all in order by number, and they're also in order by date, and then they have the names on them. It's just a way for me to keep them organized. Alright, I'm gonna let this track out, then I'm gonna open up another beat. Now the next one we're going to be doing is actually going to be this one right here. And before we do that though, since this is all being tracked out to this folder, if I look at this folder, I have this folder called scores. That's where I put all my MIDI notes. And when it shows the folders, I like it to show the last folder that was created. That way I can always get to it quickly. So I always go to view by details, and then on the details, it should be showing not all these, but it should be showing, let me just take these off. It should always show date modified or date created. That way I just click right here and they're all in an order from the last time I touched them. And so the first one always put at the top. Alright, so there it went. It went ahead and sent it. These are the two guitars that I had in that beat. I'm gonna take those guitars, I'm just gonna copy them, and then I'm gonna go back to that folder that we had just made right here. And inside this folder, I'm gonna paste these two MIDI notes. Now I have all the audio, and I even have those two MIDI files if you wanted to see what note those guitars are hitting, which could help him to replay it, because if he's going to replay it, he might want to know what notes it was hitting, and it's right there. You can load it in and it'd be real easy to follow along. So once I get all these, I'll just select them all. I add these to like a RAR or a WinZip. I like to put them to a RAR, so just add them all to a RAR, and that's it. So we have all the sounds. Insert 29. What is insert 29? Nothing. Of course. Insert 29 would be nothing. So there's always one track on there that they don't want in there, but whatever. They'll figure it out. That's it. So that's the whole track out for the beat for that one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load up this other beat that I did. And we'll try to track this one out. And basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to turn some of the volume on some of these sounds up, so that when it gets to the guy that mixes it, all the sounds are loud. It'll kind of force him to level them out. And he'll be able to hear all the sounds. None of them will be so low or so little that he would have to turn it up a lot to even hear it. So I like it to be real loud. That way it's better that he turns it down. All right, that one's good to go. Let me go ahead and open up this other beat. It looks like it's called Black 192. So that's the beat right there. I'm going to open up Fruity Loops. Let's go to open. I think this next one was 192. Oh, shit. Oh, there it is. I'm looking, and sometimes when I open it, I make sure I don't have like two versions of that same beat. I'm not seeing it. Let's just open this one. Alright, so I'm back right here. Man, it took me a while to find the beat. That's why I recommend y'all use that app I showed y'all, that Everything app. If you look, I have two beats that I made, I guess they're on different days, but it looked like they were the same day. And it was confusing me, but they both have the same number. So sometimes when I mess up on the number, I'm still able to find it by the date, because the date won't be the same. And I've noticed over the years it's a good way to organize them by a number and a date, because either one of those could go wrong or it could be similar, and it can make it hard to get it mixed up with something else. So this beat right here, it sounds like this. You can hear that little guitar part. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run through this. I'm going to try to turn up some of the sounds. With the drums, we really don't focus too much on the drums. We either need to turn them down or just kind of focus to make sure all the melody sounds are coming through, because once we put the guitar on it, the guitar usually comes in real loud, real hot, and it needs to be remixed basically. So if it's going to get remixed, then usually we redo the drums. So if we're going to do that, we don't really need to focus too much on them right now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go through these sounds, you can kind of see the full project. And that's why this is good. You can kind of see everything that happens, and you can kind of see how we're using Fruity Loops and Maschine together, because this one right here has Maschine at the very top, and you can see that the drums and everything are coming through Maschine. Looks like we decided to go ahead and sequence the drums on Fruity Loops, but we still had them coming from Maschine. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, so I think this one is pretty much done. Really didn't do much on this one. I just kind of went through the sounds. I think I turned a few of the sounds up just a little bit. And then like on the drums, just kind of try to turn some of them down a little bit. Like I said, somebody's going to go through the drums. We're going to redo them. But I just want to be able to send off a good blueprint, a good track out, so that everybody can get a kind of reference of where it's going. And with this one, the guitar, looks like this one I already rendered the guitar to an audio file. I probably don't need to do the MIDI on this guitar because it's so simple. It's like only 4 notes, just doom, 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 doom. I think you can probably get that one. So like I did, I went through the mixer and I shut off all the empty channels that's not having nothing going through them. Everything looks pretty much good right here. This one's called Habit, so I'm going to go ahead and track it out. So I'll save it. And anytime I start working on these, I save a new project or a new version. Because I don't want to make a big change and then it's permanent. So we always open up a new version. And then we start going through it and messing with stuff. Alright, so I'm going to export this one. Just go to WAV file. Track out. Make sure that we do get this correct this time. This one's called Habit. And like I said, we'll go ahead, we'll put the name on it. I'll copy it. I'll go over here. I'll make a new folder. I push Control V to paste it, push enter, open it up. Now I'm in the folder. And we can just name it right here. That's it. Just put the production CADILLAKTRACKZ and put the 160 BPM. And that's about it. I'll split the mixer tracks. And that's about it. I'm going to play this other beat, the last one. I might just end the video right here because I don't want the videos too long. But there's a few more. I'm going to do a few more videos like this because I got about 6 more beats that I worked on all the way up until my most recent one. I'm trying to get everything ready before the end of the year, all the ones that I worked on. And that's what you should do too. You should always try to make sure you're finishing these beats. So if you have one that you've been doing these last few months, you want to go through, finish it up. If you did watch this video, I do want to leave something for y'all. So what I'm going to do is I already left you a link for this program, Everything. This is real good because I was able to search and find this beat just by putting in this name, and it went ahead and found it on the computer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little pack full of drum kits, my little Maschine drum kits. And you can see the drums on this beat right here came from Maschine. If you go over right here, you can see that I named it LAC Kit 330. And the way the kits are organized, it has all 16 pads filled up with drum sounds. It's got 4 kicks, 4 snares, 4 hi-hats, an open hi-hat. It's got a crash, and then it's got these percussion sounds. And they're all linked up and they're all routed to go. So if you have my template, it would be great for you to have some of these drum kits, because that way you could just load up some of the kits and dive right in and just use the template. And if you have the template, you could either lay the drums down here inside of Fruity Loops like I do, or you could lay them or finger drum them inside a Maschine, or you can do a combination of both. And that's what I've been showing you in these videos. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to end this one. And you can see this is kind of everything that we have going on. We'll open it up. We'll have the drums coming from Maschine. Most of the times we'll have the melodies and the instruments coming into Fruity Loops, and we'll just have them being mixed and routed into the mixer channels. Alright, so until next time, that's it.